Hey everybody, I'm working on the April 31-day journal right now, and I just wanted to show you real quick what we're going to need. We're going to do the binding on this book first. And sorry, I'm a little shaky because I'm holding the camera. You need some nylon thread. This is about like $3.50 at like Hobby Lobby. It lasts a really long time. It's perfect for the Coptic stitch and book binding and stuff like that. You're also going to need a large needle. You don't have to use a needle like this. You can use a tiny needle, sewing needle, whatever you want. I just find these make nice big holes. It's not sharp on the end, so it doesn't hurt you, and you'll see why it's important to have a really long one like this in a little bit. So these are the pages. All I did was I glimmer misted the back with some glimmer mist that I made. It's actually, I didn't really make it. I just took already made glimmer mist colors and mixed them together to make this color. So it's really fun mixing glimmer mist. So I did that to the back of all my pages because all those pages are going to show. And then what I did was I folded them in half, and then I just inked that crease because that crease is white, so you know where to fold. I inked that crease with some brown sugar American Crafts pigment ink. So that's super easy. And then for the book covers, I cut out some chipboard. I gave it a really crude edge, and I inked it all up, and then I put some matte multimedium over the whole thing and decoupaged the printouts on there. So there's what the liner looks like. And the whole idea behind this month's journal is to look like an old, grungy, nasty book. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So here are some of the pages. You'll see all these pages as I'm doing the binding in just a bit. Alright everyone, we're going to get started with the first step of binding our book. And you're going to grab your pages, and you're going to use 2 pages per signature. So a signature is basically a stack of papers that are going to be, one piece of the book. So I kind of spilled some glue on this one, so I'm going to save that one for last. So I'm just going to grab whichever ones I want. It doesn't matter what order you do them in. I'm going to use this one, and then I think I'm going to do this one behind it. Okay, so I've got those 2. You're just going to fold them. Mine are already folded. And the whole idea with these printables is, if you've noticed, these print out with a really rugged, sort of crude edge. I did that on purpose. So when you're cutting these templates out, don't cut perfectly straight lines. Make them a little messy and rugged, because you want these pages to look kind of old and tattered a little bit. And you could even grunge them up a little bit more later. Next thing you're going to need is a zero margin ruler. I'm using the one by Tim Holtz. So I'm going to do one page first here. So I'm just going to find my center, and you guys, I'm sure you know how to do that. For this template, if your printer prints them out perfectly the size they need to be, like mine does, then it's going to be at 3.5, or I'm sorry, 3.5 on each side is going to center your ruler. So I've got mine perfectly centered. I'm going to take my needle, and I'm going to make 4 holes. You can make these anywhere you want. I'm going to make mine at the 2 mark right here, and then I'm going to do it at the 7. They're going to be an inch apart here. You could space these out however you like. I like to do 4 holes, but you could do as few as 2. And then I'm going to do the next ones at 5. Yes. And 2. And that's going to give me a good spacing for all my holes. So I'm done with the ruler now. Now I'm just going to reinforce those holes a bit by poking my needle through. My needle gets fatter towards the eye, so I'm making bigger holes. So now I'm going to use this page as my template, so you can see my 4 holes there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to use this. I'm going to put it over another page there, and I'm just going to poke all my holes through all my pages. And I usually take about 3 or 4 pages at a time and do this. So see, I've got my holes there. And so I'm going to take some more of my pages here. Make sure mine are all pre-folded. And I'm not using manila cardstock this time. I'm just using regular plain old 60-pound cardstock from Staples. And this is actually a little too thick. I'm going to get rid of 1. I'm going to do 3 at a time. So see, I'm using these holes I made on the first page as my guide now. And I keep the page kind of bent over so I could get in there really good. I'm going to set those aside. I already punched my first hole on this one, so I'm just lining up my edges here. And Garrett and Brooke are in here scrapbooking too. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
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 So here's my next two.
Hello.
So these, this month's journal has a really antique-y feel to it. Super fun. Alright, so go ahead and continue doing that to all of your pages. Alright, so now you're going to prepare your needle, and this is not how most book binders or book stitchers prepare their needle, but this is the way that I do it to keep my thread from getting tangled, and I'm using about 2 yards double thread. So you're basically going to fold the thread in half, and you're going to make sure that the double length is 2 yards. And then what I do is I put a little knot right here, right close to my needle, and this keeps, be quiet please, this helps keep the thread from getting all knotted up. And if you've ever done any kind of book stitching, then you know what I'm talking about. It happens a lot. So, and I'm also using that nylon thread that I talked about because it doesn't fray and it tends to not tangle as easily. And if it does, it's really easy to get the knots out. So you're going to start out by taking your first signature. So I've got these 2 pages together are going to be my first signature like this. So when you open the book, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, and then actually I think, since this one has a lot of journaling lines, I'm going to put this one on the back so it breaks up that way. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to start from the outside on the bottom, that first hole, and you're going to put your needle through that hole. Next, you're going to pull it all the way through. So you can see I've got 2 yards worth of length here. And you're going to leave about 3 inches of a tail. That way, in case you pull it out, you can get it back. And then you're going to go through the top hole from the inside, like this. So keep pulling that through. Okay, and then once you've done that, all you're going to do is you're going to fold that down like this, and then you're going to grab your next signature. So your next signature is going to be 2 pages again, like this. So I'm going to do these 2 pages. Actually, that one has a dress form on it too, so I'm going to do a different page. I'm going to do these 2 pages. So I'm not doing them in any particular order. Okay, so these are now going to go on top of here like this, and I'm folding in half so I can see where my holes are. And just to make sure that your pages are on the right side. So now I'm going to go in through the second page, first hole from the top. Go in just like that. Pull that thread through like this, all the way. And you're not going to want to, sorry, my scissors are stuck here. You're not going to want to thread through more than one hole without pulling through all the way, because if you do, your chances of getting this tangled are a lot greater. So now, this time, instead of going to the bottom, we're going to go through the second hole from the top here, like this. Okay, pull all the way through. And then you're going to go back to the outside of the book, and you're going to go through the hole that's right next to it on your first signature, so right here. Okay, so we're going to pull all the way through. My knot's a little stuck there. I didn't make that hole that big. And see, I've already got a little knot starting there because I'm pulling a little bit too fast. So I'm setting my needle down, and I'm just going to start trying to untangle it a little bit here. Alright, and then now I'm going to continue pulling nice and slow through there. Just like that. Okay, so then you're going to go and open that first signature, and you'll see I pulled my thread in between these 2 threads that are on the inside, so I'm just going to fix that really quick by pulling right back through there, because we don't want that to happen. Alright, so you can see this thread's a little bit loose. This is on the first page. I'm just going to pull these little, that 3-inch tail that I left to tighten them up, and then now you're going to see this little string here. You're going to go back out that hole that you just came in, but you're going to loop over this string here. So loop over that, come back out that hole like this. So see, I'm coming right back out. And that string is going to hold that stitch in place so it doesn't just pull through. So you're going to pull all the way through. Don't go too fast, or see how it's starting to tangle? If you go too fast, that's what happens. But this thread makes it really easy to fix. So just go slow and just start pulling at those loops if that happens. And it's an easy fix. And then if you need to pull one string on this side to tighten it, you can. Okay, so see how that just grabbed that string? I'm going to pull my 3-inch tail there again. And then now I'm going to come back into that hole on the second signature. Now this first part is the hardest part. After this, it is smooth sailing. So this is the part you really got to pay attention to. So make sure you rewind this video as much as you want. So now we're going to repeat that same step, but we're going to move to the third hole from the top on the second signature. So I'm pulling through this hole. And now I'm going to open up my first signature like this, where we did that little loop. And I'm going to go into that second hole. This time I'm going to move this little string out of the way so I don't go in between the strings like I did last time. So we're going to do the same thing. Pull all the way through like this. And then loop over this string here. So see, I'm looping over this string here and I'm going right back out that hole. Okay, I'm going to pull my little tail tight. Okay, pull my little tail tight again. And now I'm going to go back into my second signature, just like this. Pull tight. Oh, it got a little tangle there. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on the bottom, but it's going to be a little bit different. So go down, or go through that bottom hole on the second signature still. Pull tight. Just like that. Make sure you pull your strings nice and tight. And then now I'm going to go into the bottom hole on the first signature. So remember, I've got that 3-inch tail on there. So this is where you're going to do something a little bit different. So once I go into there, I'm going to pull that tail through, that 3-inch tail. I'm pulling it through like this, and then now I'm going to tie these two strings together. So make sure you pull them tight, pull them both tight, and you're going to tie these strings together in a double knot. And I'm tying right near the hole at the top there. And we're going to pull our second knot through, nice and tight like that. And I'm just going to trim off a little bit of this tail down to 1 inch width, and I'm going to leave that just like that. And when I'm done with the book, I'll put a little glue onto that knot. So after you do that, you're going to go right back out that hole that you came from, right there. And it's going to be a little snug with that knot near at the eye of your needle. That's okay. Alright, so I pulled nice and tight. So now I'm ready to add my third signature. So pick out your third signature. I'm going to do this one, and then this one behind it. Actually, I'll flip them this time. Like this. Or no. I like it that way. So open up your book, make sure you know which one was your first signature and which one was your second. You want to put it behind your second signature. So this was my second signature. So I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm going to make sure that the pages are right side up. And I'm going to stick it right behind that second signature. So now I'm working from the bottom this time. So you're going to go through the bottom hole on your second signature. Now this is where things change up a little bit. But still really, really easy. So I've gone through that bottom hole. Pull all the way through nice and tight. And then you're going to go out through the next hole from the bottom, just like this. And this is where this long old needle comes in handy. So now you're going to go in between your first and second signature, the two signatures before this one, and you're going to go right under that thread there. So what I do is I use the long needle and I stick the needle in there like this, and I get my fingers in between those first two signatures, and I pull the needle through and then I stick it right back out. Oops. Right back out like this. Okay, so see how the thread is looping through there? Okay, so you're going to pull through just like that, and then you're going to go right back into that hole that you came out of the first time. So see, I've got my needle coming through. So you're just using that first stitch on the first two pages as your little catch for your loop. So pull all the way through. If it gets tangled, just pull at your little loops there. If you go slower, I'm going kind of fast, that usually doesn't really happen. So now you're going to open up that third signature and you're going to go to the next hole from the bottom. Just like this. Pull all the way through. Pull tight. And then get your fingers between those first two signatures. Stick your needle underneath that first stitch. And then out again right above it. So you're looping around that stitch. Okay, and then you're going to go right back into that hole that you came out of the first time. And pull all the way through, and then you're going to do that for the next hole. And then you're just going to keep repeating these steps for all the rest of your pages. I'll do one more page and I'll kind of shut up, or repeat everything. I was going to shut up, I figure I should probably repeat everything just so you don't have to rewind the video and watch over again. So for this last one, I don't even have to stick my needle through again because there's that little slit right there. So see how I just moved my needle over the top of that slit? My little strings are getting a little tangled there. There we go. So see how easy you can untangle those just by pulling a little bit? I love this nylon string. Alright, so pull tight. And then now you don't need to go into this hole because it's already out and it's already caught onto that page. So now you're going to grab your fourth signature. So let's pick what we want for our fourth. Let's do some different colors here. This one got a little bit of glue on there, darn it. I'll do these two. Now I'll open up your page, make sure everything's right side up. These are right side up. Those are going to go right next to that page here. Oh, this one doesn't have holes. What happened? Oh, I was bad. I'll use this one. Make sure those are right side up. So fold it in half and stick it right up there, and we're going to repeat everything that we just did, only this time we're going from the top because that's where our needle is. So stick your needle in like this, and then out through the second hole. And this time, because our needle's on the top, we're going to thread our needle between the third and fourth signature. So the two signatures before, we're going to go from the top this time. So it's the same thing, we're just switching directions because our needle ended at the top of the pages. And then we're going to go out the bottom to loop around there. And then we're going to go right back in that hole. And then we're going to go out the third hole. And you'll see my pages sliding around right now. It's just because I haven't pulled these tight yet. Alright. And then we're going through the top of the stitch before. Pull through. And then up through the bottom. And then right back in that hole that we came out of. Now, because all these pages aren't done yet for this month, because I post one a day or two a day, or if I get behind, I'll post them all in one day, you're going to do this book slowly because you can't finish it all in one day because all the pages aren't printed. So you'll do a page a day, and you'll just keep adding to your book. And then once at the end of the month, I will show you guys how to put the covers on here because the covers look really cool. So now I'm going under there, just like we did before. Looped under that one, and now this, where this one ends, we don't need to go back into this hole because we're going to add a signature now. Okay, so pull tight. So now you can see where your stitch is starting. So then you'll just add your next two pages, and you'll keep repeating those steps until you're completely done adding pages to your book, and then I'll show you guys how to do the covers in another video at the end of the month. Now, if you're wanting to get this journal, this month's journal, you can go to marionsmithdesigns.com under shop, and you're going to click on April hybrid or April printable journal, and the link is going to be in the description right down there. And I'll show you those covers one more time. Here's the covers. These are the inside liners, and these are the covers that I printed out. And then there's even add-ons. There's a ton of add-ons this month because I got requests to have more ephemera, to put more ephemera in the kits. So these are all the add-ons. Cute little pocket, bunch of fun tags and journaling cards that I made. Lots and lots of fun stuff. So, and these are really cool. I want to show you really quick how you use some of this ephemera. So, for example, this prints out just like this. So what you do is you put some glue on here, you fold this in half, and then you've got a double-sided card. So I design a lot of these templates to be double-sided, and all you have to do is fold them in half and glue them together, and then you have a double-sided card to put in your book. So there's a whole bunch of ephemera in this kit. Here's a cute one. This is like a little tag that you put inside. This is another example of a double-sided one that you would either cut out or fold in half and glue it together. This one, sorry, I had a lisp there because I bit my tongue. This one is meant to be a double-sided tag. So it looks like it's two different tags, but you actually will glue these two together to make it double-sided. And this one fits inside a pocket. So here's what a pocket looks like. You'll fold these tabs in, put some glue on those tabs, and it'll fit right onto a page like this. So you could put these inside that pocket. So I would do that. All this ephemera is made to be used on the blank pages, the back side of your pages, if you do my binding. You could definitely put them on the pattern side, it doesn't matter, but that's what it looks like. Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, here's another one I want to show you real quick. So this one, same thing, meant to be double-sided. So you fold it in half, glue it together, ink your edges, and then you've got a double-sided little card. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for the finished product and how to place the covers. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.